Yes, Christopher Columbus, the discoverer of America, was Jewish. That's not as much of a secret nowadays. But to think that that was a secret for hundreds of years, all through the most highlighted moments of anti-Semitism and the fascists' focus on the prominent Jewish figures. People think they know their history. They think Christopher Columbus was Italian. It is very well documented that he could not speak Italian. You can see his letters, and examining anything that Christopher Columbus left behind, you can see it. But you have to keep in mind that in his lifetime, it was a very dangerous thing to be openly Jewish. In fact, he worked very hard to hide it. Everything about his life, being Jewish, he erased. It's what he did in thoughts of death that give it away. The irony of, in death, bringing the life of his Jewish life back to life. It's in his will, the tithe that's left to the poor. It's very systematically structured to comply with Judaic law and the Torah. It's also in the way he signed his name on documents. It's in code, and it can be verified that it's Hebrew. And 12 of his letters to his sons, in the upper left-hand corner, is a very specific Hebrew phrase, with God's help. Now you can say that that's not proof. You can call out, show me the proof on many major things, chiefly religion. Someone says that Jesus is the Son of God. You say, prove it. You get an interesting response. Well, what difference is there with something else that you're pretty sure with your heart and soul is the truth? One thing is for certain, in the 15th century, it was very dangerous to be openly Jewish. In Spain, or England, or France, these places, it was believed that they had been driven out by edicts of expulsion. And they were, but many stayed behind and changed their names and converted to Catholicism and lived entire lives, entire fictitious lives, while being prominent figures in commerce. When you think about Columbus, most people are aware of the savagery that he enacted. His biography, as it is given out in modern times, isn't very flattering anymore anyway. I mean, he was a nasty person. The slavery and the mistreatment of the people in the West Indies. But most things about him are messed with by historians and people either trying to clean it up or make it worse than it is, when the central truth was he was what's called a converso, a Marrano, a crypto-Jew, who was simply trying to make a better life for himself out of just being in a situation of desperate appeal for escaping the oppression. He thought by finding this new world for the King and Queen of Spain that he would find, a reprieve from the oppression by bringing them gold and wealth. He thought that he was writing himself a license in life. No. Once that he did what they wanted, he was thrown in jail and treated very badly. Conveniently just destroyed in the end. And Jews to this day celebrate his name in spirit with a wink that shows no eye closing with the word Columbia. The District of Columbia is in memory of Christopher Columbus. The big secret. Big secret. That's why it's called District of Columbia. Because this king of the Jews of modern times founded the country that they were able to use to liberate themselves. That's the big secret. And he's the man that did it. In his will, a very special provision that what money he had that didn't go to his sons or to the tithing of the poor as in proportion with the Torah law went to a single Jewish investor that paid for his journeys, that lived in the Jewish quarter of Lisbon. Stay tuned. There is more of this to come.